Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Understanding and mitigating blob URLs considered unsafe in GitHub, and beyond. The warning blob URLs considered unsafe is a common finding in security audits and static analysis tools, particularly in the context of web applications and, by extension, GitHub repositories that serve web content. This tutorial will delve into the meaning of this warning, the risks associated with blob URLs, and how to mitigate them effectively with code examples. What is a blob URL? A blob URL, binary large object URL, is a pseudo-protocol, using blob scheme, used in browsers to represent data stored in memory as a file-like object. It's a mechanism to expose data, typically binary data, to the web application without requiring it to be stored on a server or transferred over the network again. Blob URLs are temporary and exist only within the scope of the browsing session that created them. Key characteristics of blob URLs *** client-side only * blob URLs exist and are managed entirely within the user's browser. **ephemeral * they are valid only for the duration of the browser session or until explicitly revoked, using url.revokeObject URL. Memory-based * they reside in memory and represent data held in the browser's memory space. Same origin policy * by default, blob URLs adhere to the same origin policy. A blob URL created by one origin can only be accessed by scripts running on the same origin. Immutability * once created, the content of the blob URL cannot be changed. You need to create a new blob URL to reflect any changes. Purpose * blob URLs are commonly used to download dynamically generated files, example creating a CSV download. Display images or videos without fetching them from a server. Handle large data sets client-side. Create web workers for background processing. Why are blob URLs considered unsafe? The security risks. The unsafe label attached to blob URLs doesn't inherently mean they're always dangerous. The risks arise from how they are used and managed, specifically. 1. Cross-site scripting, XSS, vulnerabilities ***. The most significant risk is the potential for XSS attacks. If you generate a blob URL containing JavaScript code, even unintentionally, and then use it to set the src attribute of an img tag, iframe, script, or similar HTML elements, the JavaScript within the blob URL will execute. Example explanation in this example, malicious code contains JavaScript. When the img tag's src is set to the blob URL, the browser interprets the content of the blob as HTML, and the script tag is executed, resulting in an XSS attack. The type, text/HTML is crucial here. If the type was text/plain, the browser would render the HTML instead of executing it. The url.revokeObject URL, blob URL, function call is essential for releasing the browser's memory once the URL is no longer needed. 2. Information disclosure ***. If a blob URL is accidentally exposed outside the intended scope, example logged in the browser console, stored in local storage without proper protection, or included in error reports, it could potentially allow unauthorized access to the data stored within the blob. Example, potential information leak. Explanation logging the blob URL to the console could lead to it being captured in error reports, potentially exposing the sensitive data it contains. If an attacker gains access to the error logs, they could extract the sensitive data by using the blob URL. 3. Resource exhaustion, memory leaks. Asterisk if blob URLs are created frequently and not properly revoked using url.revokeObject URL, it can lead to memory leaks, potentially crashing the user's browser or degrading performance. Asterisk example, memory leak. Asterisk explanation asterisk each call to create and forget creates a new blob URL but never releases the resources associated with it. Over time, this will consume increasing amounts of memory, eventually leading to performance issues or a browser crash. For data integrity issues asterisk. Although blob URLs themselves are immutable, the data used to create them might be vulnerable to manipulation before the blob is created. If the original data source is compromised, the blob URL will reflect the compromised data. Mitigating the risks, best practices. Here's how to address the security concerns surrounding blob URLs. 1. Content Security Policy, CSP. CSP is your first line of defense against XSS. Configure CSP to restrict the sources from which the browser can load resources, including inline scripts and dynamic code evaluation. CSP can prevent the execution of malicious JavaScript within blob URLs. Example, CSP header. Explanation default src self restricts the origin of all resources to the same origin as the document. Script src self allows scripts to be loaded only from the same origin. This explicitly prevents inline scripts and scripts loaded from blob URLs, unless you specifically allow them, which you usually should not. Object src none disallows the loading of plugins like Flash. Implementing CSP. CSP is typically configured by setting the Content Security Policy HTTP header on your web server or using the meta tag in the HTML. 2. Strict input validation and sanitization. Before creating a blob URL, carefully validate and sanitize the data that will be stored in the blob. This is particularly important if the data originates from user input or external sources. Example, sanitizing user input. Explanation DOM Purify a powerful and widely used JavaScript library designed to sanitize HTML and prevent XSS attacks. It removes potentially malicious elements and attributes from the input, ensuring that the resulting HTML is safe to render. DOM Purify.sanitize. This function takes the user input and returns a sanitized version of the HTML. 3. Appropriate content type headers. Set the correct content type when creating the blob. If the blob contains text data that should be treated as plain text, use text/plain. This prevents the browser from interpreting it as executable code, HTML, JavaScript. Example. 4. Properly escape data before embedding in blob. If you must include dynamic data within a blob URL that will be used in a context where it could be interpreted as code, ensure that the data is properly escaped to prevent XSS. Example, escaping HTML entities. Explanation Escape HTML. This function replaces potentially dangerous characters with their corresponding HTML entities. By escaping the dynamic content, we prevent the browser from interpreting it as executable code. It will be displayed as text instead. 5. Revoke blob URLs when no longer needed. Always call url.revokeObject URL, blob URL, when you are finished using a blob URL to release the memory it occupies. This prevents memory leaks. Example. 6. Avoid storing sensitive data in blobs, if possible. Asterisk if you can avoid storing sensitive data, example API keys, passwords, user credentials, in blob URLs altogether, that's the best approach. Consider alternative methods, such as storing the data server-side and accessing it through secure APIs, or using encrypted storage mechanisms on the client side. 7. Use download attribute for downloads asterisk. Asterisk when using blob URLs to trigger file downloads, always use the download attribute on the A tag. This helps ensure that the downloaded file is treated as a download and not executed as code. Asterisk example asterisk. 8. Static analysis tools asterisk. Asterisk incorporate static analysis tools into your development pipeline. These tools can automatically detect potential uses of blob URLs that might be vulnerable to XSS or other security issues. Examples include ESLint with appropriate security plugins, SonarQube, or commercial static analysis platforms. GitHub considerations asterisk. When dealing with GitHub repositories that serve web content, you need to apply these security principles to the code you host. Asterisk GitHub pages asterisk if you're using GitHub pages to host your website, ensure that your site has a properly configured CSP. You can do this by including the CSP meta tag in your HTML or by configuring your web server, if you're using a custom domain with GitHub pages. Asterisk code reviews asterisk make sure your code review process includes specific checks for blob URL usage. Reviewers should look for potential XSS vulnerabilities, missing URL.revoke object URL, calls, and improper content type settings. Asterisk GitHub Actions asterisk integrate static analysis tools into your GitHub Actions workflow. This will automatically scan your code for potential security issues each time you commit changes, helping you catch problems early in the development cycle. Example scenario, generating a CSV file for download. Let's illustrate a common use case, generating a CSV file from data and offering it for download, while applying the security best practices. Key takeaways asterisk. Asterisk blob URLs are a powerful mechanism for handling data client-side, but they introduce security risks, primarily related to XSS vulnerabilities and memory leaks. Asterisk implement a robust CSP to prevent the execution of untrusted code. Asterisk validate and sanitize data before creating blob URLs, especially if the data originates from user input or external sources. Asterisk always use the correct content type when creating blobs. Asterisk revoke blob URLs when they are no longer needed to prevent memory leaks. Asterisk avoid storing sensitive data in blobs if possible. Asterisk integrate static analysis tools into your development workflow to automatically detect potential security issues. Asterisk incorporate security considerations into your code review process. By following these best practices, you can safely leverage the benefits of blob URLs while mitigating the associated security risks in your web applications and GitHub projects. Remember that security is an ongoing process that requires constant vigilance and adaptation to new threats. Always stay informed about the latest security vulnerabilities and best practices in web development.